Good morning, everybody. It's Erin Reed from Erin Reed Makes, and today we're going to make some cute little Christmas cards. These are just like little mini cards. I just kind of taped it shut so that way it would lay flat while it wouldn't pop open. So I just had a little adhesive. But we're going to learn how to make these. These have come from printables. So they started looking like this. So this is just printed from my laser printer. And if you're going to use the laminator, you need to use a laser printer. Before I get too far involved, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my laminator. Now I have it sitting on a box because it does get a little bit warm and I don't want to warp my table below me. But basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, I'm going to pop this up to the star, and the star means to foil, so heat foil. And I'm just going to leave that little guy right there. Hello, who just got on. Nice to see you. Okay, so what I did is I went on, and the link is down below in the information section along with the supply list. They're just affiliate links, which means if you purchase anything or if you happen to click on it, I make a little bit of a commission at no extra charge to you. And so what I have is I went through, and the person I got this printable from, her site, I had it up and I moved it. Rats. Of course I did. She's called In My Own Style. So I put the link, both of these printables, and she's got some other ideas of what to do with these printables. They actually are supposed to be in color, but I printed them in black and white because we're adding the foil for color. So this was the full sheet, and as you can see, it's a nice big tag, and I just cut it. So I just cut it to make it look like a square, right? And I love the fact that it had so much black, because wherever there is black, that's where you're going to have foil. So look how cool this is. We're going to do it in a different color. So look how it transferred from this to this. Well, hello, Trisha. How you doing? So here we have like a different version. We're going to change the color up. I think we're going to do this one in bronze because I already cut my pieces up. And then the second printable, she had hers, and they were in, it was red and green. And again, I just printed it out, and it came with 9 on a sheet, and I cut them all up. So it prints on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So I cut them up, and one I left with the border. And so you can see there's a little bit of a border. Hi, Vedette. A little bit of a border here. And then I did one where I cut off the border. I just wanted to see what the difference looked like. So this is one where I cut off the border here. So I started with my paper trimmer, and then I realized my paper trimmer wasn't so hot because I need to get a new blade. And so I just came in with my scissors and just did a really, and I need to fix this because it's all fuzzy looking. And just cleaning it up. Got my little morning fizzy juice with me today. I don't drink coffee. I'm not a coffee fan. So this is my coffee. It's this Airbond fizzy stuff. I love it. This one's blood orange flavor, and it is my favorite. They have other flavors too, but that's my morning coffee. So I'm going to drink, it's my morning fizzy is what I call it. But it's like almost 0 sugar, lots of good vitamins. It's awesome stuff. If you want like a good pick-me-up kind of a drink, that stuff is rocking. I love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, while this is warming up, we're going to go ahead and fill in all of my foil here. This is my transfer carrier sheet. So pop this guy open. Let me get stuff out of the way. I don't need to have all this mess in the way. Hello. Hi, Artful Dabbler. Everybody's getting on this morning. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, it's almost holidays. Man, we are a week away. Which reminds me, I am not going to be live next Wednesday for Christmas, and I will not be live the following Wednesday due to New Year's. I'm hoping I will have a recorded video next week on Christmas Day. I've been getting some lovely gifts from people because of a Christmas card swap. So I'm going to do these in different order. And they sent me some amazing gifts. And so I'm going to open them and show you some of the wonderful, and gifts, I mean like handmade gifts. So we're going to do that. All right. So if you guys just heard a little beep, that is on here. Can I do that with a laminator? I think so. I think you can do something similar to this. Just make sure. So the key thing about foil is you have to do it on a laser printer. It's not an inkjet. So you have to have the toner. The toner is what the foil sticks to. And just to show you on here, so there's actually different settings on this one. This is where I'm not sure. There's 3 different settings. One is off, or 4. One is off, one is cold laminate, one is heat laminate, and one is foil. And I made the mistake one time, I stuck it on the heat laminate, and the foil didn't stick. It wasn't hot enough. So the reason why the 4 settings is you're getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. And so it is possible that you could do it with a regular laminator, but I've never done that. So I can't say for sure. I know for this one, the heat laminator is not warm enough. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, so I'm going to do the big guy, the one that's all black. So just think, the more black you have on your foil or on your paper, the more foil you're going to see, the more white. And the reason why, I just want to show you guys, the reason why on this one you're not seeing the little feathers, it's there, it's just barely there. You can see there is some foil on the feathers, but there's not a lot of toner on them because it's kind of a grayscale. So it's not going to pick up as much as the black. So gray is not going to work as well. So I already did, we're going to flip that around and we're going to do it in this direction. Ta-da, just that. And then make sure we are fully covered. I made the mistake. One of the first things I did when I first started doing this, I didn't cover up everything. I had pieces, like I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to work on the one word. So I had some parts of the papers that were inside the heat transfer carrier sheet, and it transferred the toner because it's going to transfer the toner onto the plastic too. So make sure that if you don't want it seen, you cover it up. You can use copy paper to cover it up. It's totally cool. And then the hardest part, really, truly, it's not. You just slide it into your glamour. It's got a roller system, so it's ready to go whenever you are. As soon as it beeps, you know it's warm enough. I hold it because I don't want my little pieces inside here to start slipping and sliding. So just guide it along, let it do its thing. I just think they're so pretty. It still flabbergasts me that I can take something that I printed. And I want to show you one little boo-boo that I made on this. I don't know if you guys can truly see this while this is carrying through. There, now it's good. So I didn't cut my initial one when I made my prototype. I cut it too narrow. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to put two pieces next to each other. And where those two pieces overlapped, there is a line. I don't know if you guys can see that line on there. It's very, very faint. It's not super big deal, but there is a definite line where the two overlapped. And so if you don't want to have that line, and I did it for this one as well, I think. It was one of the other, no, it was right here. You can see a line right there. I don't know if you can just barely see that there's a line right there. So be very careful that if you do not want to see lines, you want it to be crisp and clean, you cover the entire sheet without having them overlapped. Otherwise, you will get a little bit of a line barrier. Okay, that was another question. What is the largest width the laminator can take? Full 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. They're all falling through. There it goes. So the carrier sheet and the laminator itself, it's meant to fit this. And so a full sheet of paper. So here is a full sheet of paper. This whole entire thing, if it can fit in this carrier sheet, it can go through. So yeah, full 8.5 by 11. Now, I don't think anybody would really notice that, but it's just, you know, some people are picky, some people are not. Now, I'm done with this, and so I'm going to turn this off. I have also noticed, this is just a little side note, I left this on one day, this particular machine. I let it run and let it run. And then while it was on and I had it set, it did its beep. I ran stuff through and I left it on. I'm like, oh, I'll just leave it on because I'm going to do some more. It beeped again. And then I ran a sheet through and I was like, it's not working. And I was like, did I break it? What happened? And I realized it got overheated. And so it shut itself down to a cooler temperature so it wouldn't burn itself out. So it kind of has a self-regulating in it. So it won't kill itself, I guess is the best way to describe it. So I was like, yes, that's awesome. I love the fact that it's, oh, this has got a little sticky on it. I love the fact that it's kind of protecting itself by not getting overheated. Just thought that was so cool. I like machines that think for me in some ways. All right, and then there's the big reveal. So ready? Ta-da, look how cool. I love that foil. And it's so simple. This is just pieces of paper. This one's got the border on it. It's got that pretty border. And this is the one that's going to have the big wow factor because we did almost the entire sheet. Look at that. The entire thing is foiled now. And so because I made sure that I did a full sheet of it, and this is the cool part. I want to learn, and that you probably could, if you wanted to cut, and we might do that. You know what? I have enough stuff here. We're going to cut this out, and we're going to stick this piece down and use the reverses today. So we're going to play with that. We're going to see. This one I can do because it's got the border. This one you could do if you have a good one. I mean, so you could kind of do the reverses. There are special papers out there that you can do. Oh, shoot, I got that stuck. This has got adhesive on it, unfortunately. So it's not going to look at the idea. When you first get the roll is taped to itself. So there's a tiny bit of adhesive. And when it transfers, no big deal, but it's on the foil itself. All right, now what did I do with my cardstock? There it is. All right, so all I did is I took some cardstock. This is just craft paper, and I cut it to be a 3x3 little square. Some of these are a little bit of an odd shape. They weren't perfectly squares. I would have loved them to be like a 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 or 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 because it would have matted perfectly. But this particular person who made the printable, again, she is from In My Own Style, and she made these about 4 years ago, 3 years or something like that. So I just searched square Christmas printable. And I went on Pinterest and found that, and there is so many options out there. And this was like, oh, well, I like this one. This one would look good. And then I saw that she had the one that was all black because I knew I was going to do foiling with it. And so it's just really, really pretty. So then it's just as simple as this. So what can you do with little mini cards? Well, at this time of year, there's so many little presents and things that we are trying to like take care of. So this is like the cute little on the inside. You could even tape this. You could make this like as a to from on the top of a present. So they have a lot of cute little uses. I think I'm going to do these, have a stash sitting next to the wrapping station because my kids are wrapping, and this is going to become a little bit of a to from. You wouldn't even have to necessarily do the entire card. You could just do the front, and this would look really pretty just on the top of a present. But there's lots of options you can do with that. All right, so I'm going to do the cutting. I want to show the reverse version. See if I can cut this really nicely, just so we can get the idea of what it looks like. So it's a reverse version of what we made, even though it's got that green boo-boo on there. Shh, don't tell anybody. Cutting right along. If I was really good, I would cut and leave myself a border of the actual copper, but I didn't think about that before I started cutting. So this is taking the reverse part of the foil. I think there's these like special copy paper, not copy paper, but like toner papers that you can get as well. Xyron does not have them, but I think some other companies might, where you can take the image that is left over. See, look at that. That's cool. It's like you get a 2-in-1 out of the deal. And then just a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to put this on the card. I'm just going to do a little bit in the corners. I don't want to overdo it. See if this works, because all the toner is on the bottom side, so the top is just plastic. So now you're getting kind of a 2-for-1 deal. Just lightly push this down, and there you go. Look, you got another little card out of the deal, and it's a perfect image of the reverse of what you already have. So one's on paper, and the other one, you just got to make sure that whatever you have behind this particular one, you can still see through. So white or black or craft black would look really cool with some of these. So look at how that would look under a black. Let's do the green one. I'm liking this. So I'm going to do on the outside of the line. So this has got a lot more foil on here, so you're not going to see as much shining through like we did with the, because there's not as much that transfers. So there's more foil on this one. So I have played with foil in the past where I have not used a heat carrier sheet. And it does work. You just got to rub really hard. You got to use a sticky surface. It doesn't come out to be as clean. So it's kind of the way I describe it is if, for instance, if you're going to fussy cut something, like if you had a stamped image and then you stamped and colored and then fussy cut it out with scissors, it's not going to look as clean. It's going to have some kind of oopsies and stuff as you're cutting, compared to if you had a die or if you had like a scan and cut, it would look a little bit different. Let's go ahead and fold this card over. So I love it's a 2-for-1 deal on these. And I'm just using the same size, even though this is not exactly the right perspective, I still wanted to have the same size card. So look how cute. So it's even more foily than the other ones. So again, I'm just going to a little bit of it. I don't want to put adhesive on here because it's going to pull the foil off as I do it. So I got to be very gentle. I'm just doing a little bit in the corners and placing it down. This is not something that you would want to place down and pick back up because you're going to pull the foil off, because you can do the adhesive. So like I said, if you were going to do it without the laminator, without the heat, it doesn't come off. It looks more distressed, which is really pretty with it in its own right. So there it is. There's the reverse card. So let's put this one down so we can see what it looks like. See, one 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and you can make a whole bunch of little mini cards out of this. So add them to presents, add them to like little gift bags. You could punch a little hole in the corner. You could wrap string around the edge and use that as like a little hanging card. Of course, I add adhesive to that and stick it to my table. So many ideas that you can do with these little mini cards. I know I tend to make A2 size cards more than anything because that's what I do with my Christmas card swap, but sometimes little small cards are really awesome too. Well, hi, Danielle. How you doing? Oh, we got a lot more people that just jumped on all of a sudden. So take a look at that. So this is the reverse version. So this is what we used in our heat laminate on the paper, and this is what was left over. So you can use the reverse. I just stuck it on craft paper. And then here's the version of the bigger foil. So this was the bigger one. So this is how it started looking out. And then you heat transfer it to here. And then this is the opposite. This is what's left over. So you really can get a lot of cards. Just have, I mean, you could do white cardstock if you want to. I didn't want to do too much white on white because there was already a lot of white here, but these would look really pretty on white. These would look awesome. And then we have our last card, and I have my last piece of white paper, of paper. So it's my last part of the 12 by 12. Just to show you the last one. And if I had, I think you can put this in, I'm pretty sure you can cut this with your paper trimmer. So just to show, just a quickie version. That's what this one would look like. Look really pretty. So I hope you guys are going to have a wonderful Christmas and or whatever holiday you happen to celebrate. There's so much fun stuff going on. We are crazy busy. I mean, Monday was a craziness. Oh my God, there was so much happening Monday. My son had his Kickstart tournament, not tournament, his belt ceremony. So he is now a, I don't even know what color, purple, I think he is, purple or blue. I don't know. They have, I wasn't at the ceremony, so I didn't get to see what new color he was because my daughter had her Girl Scouts end of year where they got their pins, and we had a big ceremony for her, so we had to split the difference. My husband went to my oldest son's Kickstart thing, and then which is the karate thing, and then my daughter, I went to her, and I had to take my other son with me to that. And then we all had to meet because my oldest son also was having his Boy Scouts Court of Honor end of year, getting your awards and merit badges and ranking up. So it was like a crazy, crazy, crazy Monday. So we all came home, and it was like 9:30 by the time we got home. And it's funny, when I was about 20, 9:30 was like, oh, it's still early. There's nothing. Oh, you know, I'm 40 and 9:30. Oh my God, it's so late. And kids were so cranky the next day. Oh my God. Nobody woke up nice. Everybody was a slug. Oh, it was awful. All right, I'm just gonna put a little adhesive just so that these guys will sit flat for you. Anybody else have crazy, crazy, crazy times during this time of year? I think we're not done. On Friday, my two in elementary school have their Christmas parties. And so I got to make blueberry muffins. I already said I was going to, so I'll make blueberry muffins or banana muffins, one of the two. Why I signed up to make something, it's okay. It's what my son likes. So there we go. Look at all these really cute cards. And I still would have enough. Look at all the extra from one printable, 1.5 by 11 printable. We have so many more cards that we could make. And then this one had 4 to it, but you could do the whole thing. I mean, this whole sheet, you could actually put the whole sheet in, and you could put the foil on top. And so you could foil everything. I decided to cut out the pieces and just put the foil so I didn't waste my foil. So I could have one little square, and then it would be good. But yeah, you could put the whole sheet in if you wanted to, but so much more you can print still. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. Stay closed. It's fighting me. Stay closed. It is a very affordable way to make cards. I mean, just think about, there's so many people that have made these amazing printables online, and they're free. All you have to do is kind of search for them, and Pinterest is your best friend, and you can see what they are. Sometimes I have found a couple where I click on it and somebody has taken that image, and it's like clickbait basically. But I scrolled down a little further, and it was for one of these images. It was actually this image. Somebody had stolen her image, and I was like, that's so cute. And I just scrolled, and I'm like, I found it again, and it went to her site. So I did get down the rabbit hole with somebody else, but I found the original person. And so thank you so much to In Your Own Style for this awesome printable. Link is down below to where you can find. They don't want to stay closed. I didn't put that much adhesive on them. They're being very stubborn. So thank you so much for stopping by. The links are down below to where you can find the printable link, and she has both of these on the same, along with some other ideas. She even made one where it was like you could color it in for you to give it to kids. So she's got lots of options on there, and you can print them in color, which is even better. Link to the laminator and also to the foils. Today we use the 3 colors of foils. We use the ruby, which I think I have the right tube here. We use the copper and, oh no, in the wrong tube. So I have gold. I kept switching them around because the tubes are the same, just different. So we use the green, we use the red, and we use the copper today. So really, really pretty stuff along with our Xyron adhesive, and it works great. Look at that. Awesome stuff. So thanks everybody. Excuse me. Have a wonderful day. I will be back in a couple of weeks. And again, if you have any suggestions, because I'm going to be going to Creativation soon, of companies that you would like me to go check out and see what new products they have, who you want me to video, leave comments on any videos from here on out, or pretty much any comment on any video. This video is fine too. About who you want me to go and get some video footage of fun stuff at Creativation, which is in like 3.5 weeks. Crazy business. So awesome. All right. Have a great day, everybody. See you in a couple weeks. Bye.